Hello, and once again, my name is Centurial, and I am your local art teacher at A.B. Hill Elementary School here in Memphis, Tennessee. It is an honor to be invited to this town hall meeting today so we can express what plans that we have for the students as school is about to get out for the summertime. As you guys may know, the death rate of our high school, middle school, and elementary school students is alarming on a rise. Excuse me. So I stopped to ask myself, what is it that I can do to make sure that these children are on the right path? Took a poll in several of my classes, and each of my students came down with the same answer. They don't really have the ability to express themselves without being disciplined. On this past weekend, I took a group of students to Nashville to watch the Tennessee Titans cheerleader tryouts. As we got into the venue, the students noticed the different artifacts that were there. You had statues of retired football players. You had statues of horses, famous horses. You also had people there in cowboy hats, people there dressed as other people. And not only were they there to just watch cheerleaders, but you had people there doing poetry. There was a rock band. Um, there was a hip hop dance group. And believe it or not, these people that were doing these performances that weren't of one particular race, they wasn't of one particular ethnic background. It was very versatile. It was something that the students found that art can be of anything to help express themselves in a way that they're unlikely to do on a normal day. The different genres of music was something that really caught their attention. The lyrics of the songs is something that I had them to pay close attention to, being that it's a form of art. Some of the poetry was spoken about the neighborhoods in downtown Nashville. As we walked to the venue, we saw, homeless people on the corners. And one student said to me, "Wow, I really thought that our city was the only city that had a lot of homeless people." So at that moment, we were able to talk about different ways of, how does that make them feel. A lot of the students said that they were afraid of once becoming homeless, being that of their background. And I said, so what would you do to not be homeless? I had a student tell me that he would resort to gang membership, or sometimes you may even thinking about stealing and things of that nature. So I asked the student, why not turn that negative energy into positive energy? So what we did was, after the competition, the tryouts, we just walked around. We took a lot of pictures because I wanted to get their personal feelings and their personal input. I say this to say that, as you guys may see, there's not a lot of funding for arts inside of the school system. The arts is not a subject that's touched on in the matter as in reading, writing, and arithmetic. Art gives students a different way of expressing themselves without being looked at differently. In the art class that I teach, we don't just focus on drawing pictures. Art can be shown as writing poetry, doing a cheer, doing a dance, being a comedian. Art has its own forms. There's no right or wrong way to do art. The thing was, before myself and these students decided to take this trip, a lot of them, they did not like art because a lot of them felt, oh, I cannot draw. Well, After explaining to them what art was and that they can incorporate art into everything that they do in life, they asked me the question, well, why doesn't the school system fund art the way that it funds other programs for different subject areas? I honestly didn't have an answer. But what I told them was that at our town hall meeting today, I will put up a fight so that art can be forced into the community as such as basketball and football. Not saying that anything is wrong with those particular subjects, but what's most important to me is art. I myself, I love to write poetry. We can put money towards a poetry club. These kids are about to get ready and be out of school for the summertime. We can have a art summer camp. Kids are unaware that they can receive scholarships for college based on art performances. There are art schools that these students can attend that can be a co-opportunity as far as studying abroad at a specific art school overseas. Instead of putting money into detention centers to lock down our youth, why not put money into community centers so that students can go to express themselves? We can have open mic night, poetry night, and things of this nature. I guarantee you that if some of the money that we spent towards detention centers and other things that will keep our youth down, if we convert that money into things that will help build the youth up, then we wouldn't have such a major issue with the death rate of our teenagers. I have a group of 5 boys in my class that they love to rap. They're told that rap is bad. I try to get them to understand that rap itself is a form of art. Express yourself. Once I listened to the lyrics of those songs, I decided to push them further. Instead of acting out in a certain classroom or acting out outside of school, why not put your anger and frustrations to a pen and a piece of paper? A lot of these students are unable to afford these supplies. Instead of putting money into liquor stores or fundings for, as I stated at first, fundings for detention centers of such, why can't we just put the money towards art supplies for community centers, art supplies for classrooms, field trips for students to go to art venues so they can understand and learn how important it is that art is into our lives. These students, after seeing the tryouts and seeing the different performances, after seeing the tryouts and the different performances, they became emotionally attached. Someone recited the poem "A Raisin in the Sun," and one of my students cried because they came from a background that was not as wealthy as other people, but it gave them a voice and it let them know that it's okay to voice their opinion without being looked at differently. The way these students felt after this performance, it encouraged them to do better. It encouraged them to write poems. It encouraged them to draw art because they now understood that no, it's not just about going to college on a basketball scholarship or a football scholarship. We can now go to college on drawings. We can now go to college on acting. So today I ask that we set aside money in our student body budget for the school system for art related activities. Art needs to be a part of the community because it gives students, it gives people, not just students, but it gives everyone the chance to express themselves without resorting to violence. As you can see, all of the pictures that's being drawn around Trayvon Martin and the other young people that's being killed and the peace rallies, all of that to me is a form of art. But there's no support from our local government because the money is being spent elsewhere. Art adds to the value of life because it shows students the importance of being able to express themselves. It allows them to act out, to turn that negative energy into a positive energy. It keeps them out of trouble. If these students are busy doing some form of art, whether it's recording a song, recording a video, writing a poem, writing a song, drawing a picture, it's a way that they can even make money from it so that they can start saving for college for themselves. I plan on starting a foundation, the Urban Arts Foundation, for the students. And hopefully, you guys here at this town hall meeting can assist with helping us to create this for the students. Being able to be creative by expressing yourself, it will help people to understand that we're all different. No one is the same. And it will help people to understand that it's okay to be different. I have some pamphlets that my students put together with different pictures and different poems about what art means to them. They're on the back table. You guys can see me for more information about the Urban Art Foundation that I and my students are putting together. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can feel free to email me. My email is on the program that I handed out to each of you. It was a pleasure, and I really thank you guys for having me here at this town hall meeting. And I really hope that we can begin to implement art into our daily studies, such as reading, writing, and arithmetic. Again, my name is Centuria, and it's been a pleasure assisting you guys today.